All right, guys, we are back. I had no idea Hogwarts Legacy had their second showcase. All right, guys, we are back. I had no idea Hogwarts Legacy had their second gameplay showcase today. So, yeah, we're going to check it out and get right into it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and comment down below what are you excited for in Hogwarts Legacy. All right, let's see it. What do they have for us this time? Look at all this stuff. That still looks so cool. Alright, so I wonder what they're gonna show us today. I'm so excited for this game. Okay, I wonder if we're gonna see like mounts and stuff today. I think they may have mentioned that last time that we would see mounts in the second showcase, maybe.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Hogwarts Legacy Gameplay Showcase. I'm Chandler Wood, Community Manager here at Avalanche Software, and I'm honored to introduce you to our panel today. First up, we have community guest host, Ben Snow.
Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
and from
like
the Avalanche team,
out.
we have game director, Alan Tu.
Hello, everybody.
Alan.
And systems designer, Mackenzie Toner.
Hi.
Mackenzie.
And finally, just off screen capturing gameplay for us, Andrew Corum.
Hello there.
Today we'll be
Andrew.
giving you a taste of the open world via broom flight, a deeper look at combat using the Dark Arts Battle Arena,
All right.
and a look at your personalizable home within Hogwarts, the Room of Requirement, where we may even see some beasts.
All right. So we're looking at
Within Hogwarts.
So we're looking at flight and open world, another combat deep dive. So I wonder if they're gonna like change up the combat or what they're gonna show us in the Room of Requirements.
The Room of Requirement, where we may even see some beasts. And we're starting right where we left off in our last gameplay showcase,
right, we're just
just
jumping right
outside
in. All
Hogwarts,
right.
which I love that you can walk out of the castle after walking through everything and then just
beautiful this
come out
is.
here and take off on your broom out into the open world. And Alan, I know that's something that you particularly like about Hogwarts Legacy too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of just being able to hop on the broom and, and go anywhere. There's something about kind of like the sensation of everything being open to you, and just I love the
What if it's
proximity
truly
that
like
I
you
can get
just
to
go
things.
anywhere?
I love flying close to the ground, and I kind of wanted to talk about it just because I feel like you know,
look
the
at
brooms are fun for me,
this.
not just because of all those feelings of exhilaration, but because they're not just I have a broom and it's done. I actually kind of like some of the mechanics in it. So you see in the lower right, there's a meter there, and occasionally as Andrew's kind of flying up
Boost
or
meter?
flying down,
Awesome.
you might notice it draining or not. And this isn't the present day where all the broom technology is well known and advanced and everything that we know and love. This is an earlier time where they're still trying to figure out, you know, we're not at the 3,000 yet, we're at the we're at the 11. So
Oh my goodness, I'm just so speechless right now because this is just so beautiful. The world just looks so. By the way, the broom, is that like the only one, or can you like upgrade that broom to go faster?
Yeah, so we have a shop in Hogsmeade, actually.
I'm just so speechless
Yo,
right
he's-
now because
he's,
this
like,
is just so
freaking
beautiful.
out.
The world just looks so. By
I
the
love
way,
it. Love to see it.
the broom, is that like the only one, or can you like upgrade that broom to go faster?
Yeah, so we have a shop in Hogsmeade, actually, a broom shop.
Oh.
And so that sells a variety of different brooms.
Ooh,
and it was
that's gonna be
important to
cool.
us that the player could customize themselves based on their own aesthetic. So they're purely cosmetic, but if you talk to the shopkeep and help him out, he'll actually sell upgrades.
Dueling feats. Complete the
yeah, and
battle.
those upgrades will
what is
make
that?
it so that where normally the broom you can only fly, you can only go at max speed. It's kind of like a turbo meter down there. You can only go at max speed without the meter going down, kind of closer to the ground. And as you raise into the air, you'll notice the meter drop. And so those upgrades will allow you to increase that distance from the ground. And
Yo.
the
that's
broom
cool.
owner at the sporting goods store in Hogsmeade is trying to perfect the broom and get better at it and know it better. And you can participate that and get better and better brooms through that.
I see.
Could you imagine if this was multiplayer and you and your friends could kind of just like fly all around with your brooms? Like I I think that may be the one thing that I'm upset about, that it's not multiplayer. At least like co-op multiplayer.
And I love that that mechanic encourages you to actually explore the world and kind of stay close to the ground. It's not just a travel mechanic, point A to point B. You're not just flying high over everything, although it is beautiful, something I really love doing, but as well, there's lots to explore on the ground, and so kind of keeping you down at the ground level.
And to me, it feels like it's got this kind of surfing vibe over the.
Oh my god! Like I'm just like I want to snatch the controller from Andrew right now because I want to go to that mountaintop, I'm going to that forest, and to that hamlet, or I don't
Please
know.
don't.
That's
Please
how
don't
it's
snatch
called. I think that's what
controller,
it is.
No, it's awesome. We're actually gonna land here, and I feel like that you call it a hamlet is just perfect, just because that's what we refer to it as, and so. We all know from lore that Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village within Britain, but we wanted other opportunities to kind of meet other characters out here and to kind of populate the landscape, so it's not just kind of, barren as you leave out this direction and that direction. And so we just imagine these different dwellings, these different smaller locations that wizards might live in out in the Scottish Highlands. And so it's those. And so we refer to those as hamlets, and they're opportunities to learn those wizard stories, how those different locations have kind of like learned to live, what their relationships are with characters at Hogsmeade and Hogwarts. And so
I'm sorry, but the environment is amazing.
they're both
I'm
quest
looking around
opportunities
and
out
just
here
looking
and
at
a
this,
chance to
it's
kind
like,
of get to know more of the area, even beyond Hogwarts and Hogsmeade that we've already experienced. And you also notice on the mini-map like lots of little icons, and each one of those represent gameplay in the hamlets that you can participate in, whether it's a vendor or different puzzles and challenges or different secrets that exist. Each one of those icons are different opportunities for gameplay. And you'll notice that same thing as we venture out into the open world as well.
shop.
So when you go out into the open world and you see those icons, whether they're on the mini-map or on your map or off in the distance, those things are opportunities to say, like, I want to increase my inventory capacity. They're puzzles left behind by old wizards, that you can solve that actually grant you those. If you see ruins off in the distance and you visit them, you might find opportunities to actually expand and learn about your ancient magic. And as you kind of encounter different enemies dotted on the landscape, sometimes those characters, poachers or dark wizards, might be hoarding different magical resources that are valuable to you as you're playing the game. So each one has kind of like a way to connect to it.
So out in the world, there's going to be a ton of things to do, and that will, I guess, help you make your character better skill-wise, potion-wise, combat-wise, like different things throughout, like all of Hogwarts, outside of Hogwarts. It's going to be so much in this game. I wonder how long like the typical playthrough is going to be.
Our gameplay loops and provide different opportunities that just kind of reward you for
like
poking
all the
around.
different paths.
I mean, I right away want to just cover all of those
definitely
points on the map
path.
just by going over it.
Just saying.
Well, we've flown on a broom already, but there is something that we haven't done so far, and that is getting on our flying mount. We're going to hop on our Onyx Hippogriff here. The Onyx Hippogriff is our pre-order bonus.
Oh my god, there he just like pops
that
out of
was
the,
cool.
the back. Oh wait, you can use it as a horsey? I mean, a horse. I mean, that is
That was
a
cool.
horse.
Yeah, as a hippogriff, you can totally ride it like a ground mount, and you can lift off into the air. And we tried to make sure that each of those interactions, so the broom's really good at reaching that top speed, at kind of traveling the world as quickly as possible. But sometimes it's really nice to get on the hippogriff because of that ground speed or those transitions. And sometimes it just feels amazing just to be riding around on a hippogriff.
Look
at it.
Yeah, it
Like,
really is
you-
kind of like,
like,
I don't know, it's a great feeling
how can you
being
not
on
be
it. And it's a
excited
great
for
feeling
this?
managing those
We're
transitions.
only like
kinda
10
going
minutes in.
from
7
run to
minutes
fly
in.
and just being able to go wherever you want. And we tried to make sure that each one of these things that you can interact with have a unique identity and a reason for being.
And oh my god, like I see like different like areas, like a swampy area. By the way, can you go to like entire
take
map
a
anywhere you go?
double
There are
advice
regions that are like locked from you?
Yeah,
or,
as soon as there's kind of a moment where the world kind of opens up to you outside of Hogwarts as a student, and right from that moment, early
So I keep seeing these dueling feats pop up. So I wonder, is this like a bonus objective, or is it just a way to like enhance your combat feats?
on in the game, you can go wherever
Like
you
different
want.
skill
And so
points and
you
things
might
like
find
that.
more difficult challenges in different areas, and you'll see different spots as Andrew's moving around, like you mentioned, the swamp. But we have got like a coast, and we've got different types of environments out in the world just to kind of pepper your experience, reward you for exploring, keep things fresh. All those things exist as we're moving around.
So cool. And I love that windmill. It's like so rustic. Like I keep forgetting that this is like 1800s. The Wizarding World we've never really seen before. Like it feels so authentic. Like it just.
Yeah, I love how
it's
exciting
part of
it
it.
is.
Yeah, I love this vista too, and I'm gonna have Andrew stop here. We're gonna use a bit of dev magic to change the seasons. Actually, I want you to see what this world
right,
looks like.
well, let's see it.
Covered in snow.
Like
Yes.
wintertime?
Yes. Yes. Please. I love snow.
That's all I want.
Long wavy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh my God.
Oh,
This is so
that was
beautiful.
cool.
Oh my goodness. This is so pretty. Okay, it looks so realistic. Oh my god, it changes the landscape like completely. Oh my god. Does it have like actual like gameplay impact? Like impact on the gameplay? Or does it like it's just the weather of Scotland?
Yeah, we really use it as a narrative marker through the game. So as you're progressing through your main storyline, it was important for us to kind of like have those moments that kind of felt like when you're reading the books or watching the movies where, you know, you'll see kind of like the title card, winter, and now the landscape has changed and you're really feeling that passage of time while you're a student, you know, going through your year at Hogwarts. And I think we wanted to duplicate that. And for me, it's really fun that it's not just on the outside, which I agree, I think it looked really beautiful, but within the school as well. So there are moments like when it reaches certain holidays or things like that, where Hogsmeade reacts to holidays and the school reacts to holidays, and you see the decorations around those environments change. That really helped just kind of make me feel like I'm there.
That's gonna be one of the coolest
And it's not
parts,
just you know, for the seasons, those kind of vibe things. Like we have a day-night cycle, and that day-night cycle, even though similarly, like it's largely about vibe, when you go into Hogsmeade in the evening, there's less characters there. Around the school, you'll notice it kind of dies down and quiets down just when there's just candlelight and students kind of like as you're walking through the halls. But in that day-night cycle is where we've kind of placed a few items
like,
where, you know,
like
whether or not you can collect them or whether or not you can interact with them, that are a little bit restricted by the day-night cycle.
Like that.
And I love Andrew's flying up here, really high up on the hippogriff, and we're just looking at this view of Hogwarts in the distance. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's part of what I love most about flying around in this game, whether it's on a hippogriff or on the broom.
All the way up
No,
to
I mean, you talk about going anywhere and things that you can see in the distance, and that's one of my. I still can't get over, like, no matter, I play this so much, but I still can't get over the fact that I can see Hogwarts out there, and there's just something beautiful about knowing that all of the things inside of it, the classrooms, the students, the professors, all the places I can go, I can just fly my hippogriff, land in the courtyard, enter the front doors, and just walk, you know, to the library, to class, or to greenhouse, or to my common room. That it's all contiguous and just kind of like one space is still exciting to me after all this
I mean,
time.
I'm speechless right now. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's just, oh my god.
As much as we want to spend a lot more time out here just flying around, experiencing the world, I think this is a great opportunity to switch over to combat. And last time we gave you kind of an intro to combat. This time we're going to really go a lot more of a deep dive on using the Dark Arts Battle Arena, which is part of our deluxe edition.
It's a lot more of a deep dive.
All right, Andrew's got us in the Forbidden Forest, which is where the Dark Arts Battle Arena is, which is part of the deluxe and digital deluxe edition. I love the way that the Dark Arts Battle Arena is actually part of the world. It's integrated into the world, so your experience is more immersive than just choosing an option from the main menu of the game or something like that.
This is what I'm living for.
Exactly. There are many reasons to go to the Forbidden Forest, but he's also wearing the Dark Arts cosmetic set, and here he's pulling out the Thestral, which is part of that Dark Arts pack from the deluxe and digital deluxe edition. So we're going full Dark Arts here.
That's good. That's what I like going down.
But I like this this battle arena. It is a great place to show off really combat in a big way because it unlocks some interesting abilities for you and allows you to really play around with combat in a deep way.
And is this like the only arena like this in the game where you can like practice? And
so in the base game we have 2 combat arenas normally, and so everyone has access to those. And each of the combat arenas are an opportunity to kind of just go through a difficult combat challenge, fight through multiple waves in order to earn a different cosmetic for your
Yo,
character and add that to your
look
collection.
at the animation.
In the case of the,
Oh,
that's no
that's
different
cool.
than the Dark Arts Battle Arena. That's also true, the combat arena. But one of the things that we're excited about in the Dark Arts Battle Arena that people can do
So you can obviously get
the
these curses.
opportunity to kind of just go through a difficult combat challenge, fight through multiple waves, in order to earn a different cosmetic for your character and add that to your collection. In the case of the, that's no different than the Dark.
All right, so fight waves of enemies in this battle arena with unforgivable curses, Avada Kedavra, Imperial, and Crucio, as well as a blasting curse, Confringo. I haven't heard that one before. In addition to their unique and devastating effects, unforgivable curses break through all shield charms.
Dark Arts Battle Arena. That's also true, the combat arena.
So I wonder how it's different.
One of the things that we're excited about in the Dark Arts Battle Arena that people can do is you come in preloaded with different abilities. So the unforgivable curses are something that everyone's going to have access to through the base game and going to be able to earn, and they can make choices in order to kind of like add that to the repertoire, and they can also commit to that down with certain
just show
talents
it
and
to
things like
us.
that.
Come on.
When you play the Dark Arts Combat Arena, you actually have access to all those things as kind of like a way to test them all. And so it's a chance to kind of like tour and play with the Dark Arts and decide whether or not that is a path that you kind of.
All right, so there's obviously I think they told us how many spells there were in the game. But there's obviously a bunch of different spells that you can pick from and put in your wheel. I believe there's also like a quick action that allows you to go through and like use any spell that you want.
Kind of want to go down. But yeah, everyone has the same ability to explore the Dark Arts. This is just kind of like a way of previewing.
And again, a great place for us to show off combat in general. So I think we're gonna jump in here. Andrew's gonna start battling, and we can start talking about everything you're seeing on the screen.
All right. Oh, they just saw the cadavers right away. Oh my god.
We're starting off strong.
Oh my god. Was that Crucio? Oh my god. That's so cool.
Yeah, so that you'll notice right away, like when we used Avada Kedavra, that guy's health bar went from instant to 0, and we really are trying to honor the way Avada Kedavra works in the game, even in some pretty extreme situations. You'll notice that like the meter takes up a lot longer to
Wait. So he switched over to different different magic. When did he switch over?
Oh, they just saw the cadavers right away. Oh my god.
We're starting off strong.
Oh my god. Was that Crucio? Oh my god. That's so cool.
Yeah, so that you'll notice right away, like when we use Avada Kedavra.
Like, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's like 2 white dots filled in. So it seems like the dark art spells are at the bottom or to the right, and the regular spells are up top. So you can switch in between those, I assume, because those are slotted spells. So that must be the quick action that you can switch in between.
Where that guy's health bar went from instant to 0, and we really are trying to honor the way Avada Kedavra works in the game, even in some pretty extreme situations. You'll notice that like the meter takes up a lot longer to kind of build up as a way to kind of deal with its extreme power, just so that it's still fun to use. And then there's some ways that we'll probably talk about to adjust that. But I don't know. I don't know if there are things on the screen that you just have questions about.
Well, I see like little
once you hit level 18, you can use this.
pop up
Seems like you're
from the enemies. Also, before like that sign, well, it's like so in the
snap.
community we call it the ancient magic sign. I don't know if that's how it's called
Yeah.
in the game.
So the community is astute. So on the development side and in player facing in the game, we reference that as your ancient magic community.
Oh, so it is ancient magic.
That is, yeah. So as your abilities in the game keep growing and you become exposed to some of the secrets about your own kind of mystery and your own abilities, you start unlocking new powers. So one of those powers, you'll see the R1 button appearing throughout the game. That's an ancient magic throw, we call it, that allows you to kind of like draw an object to you and fling it at an enemy.
Okay.
But whenever you see the R1 or the L1 plus R1 appear over somebody's head, that's an ability to cast a very devastating and powerful ancient magic spell to do a ton of damage against the character.
Okay, so
And the way that manifests
definitely
itself depends on the type of enemy that you're
wait,
fighting.
wait, do
And
it,
you'll
do
see
it.
a wide variety of enemies in here that are pressuring the player in different ways. You'll notice there's abilities that kind of bubble up
So,
under the player
people
as you're
legit
fighting
just
that
do-
force them to.
Just do this spell on anybody and they instantly die.
And there's different ways that we want the player to kind of move around on the battlefield. And that's actually a good link to the ancient magic meter in general. And the reason why I say that is because
This breaks
as you're
the
doing
shit.
different things in combat, you're Portegoing and you're doing different abilities and you can kind of spec into it with your talents. There are different ways to get that meter to build faster and faster. But one of the most effective base ways to build up that meter fast, that way you can launch these devastating attacks whenever you want to, is to actually perform combos. So you see that combo appearing, and it's almost like your emotions are building up, and then basically that builds up enough that you can attack someone. But as the combo meter builds up, at some point you strike someone and a piece of their magic kind of falls out of them. You'll see the blue orbs in the game world, and there's something that only you can see in the narrative, in the world. And it's another reason to move around on the battlefield. If you
So is the L1 R1 linked to the combo meter? Is that what I'm understanding?
can go up and collect those things and suck them in, they give big jumps to that ancient magic meter as we're playing.
We're talking a lot about spells and magic here, but I think there's another huge component of
Oh, that was
combat,
sweet.
and that is the tools
Okay, yeah,
that you
it looks
can
like it
bring to
links
combat
to
as
the
well to kind
combat
of
meter.
change the way you play. And I think Mackenzie
Yeah, it definitely is.
knows
Okay,
a lot
that's
about
cool.
what's going on with the
I like
plants and
Yeah.
potions.
And so the tools are really interesting because they're basically like a prior investment. So you can bring the potions and the plants that you grow in the Room of Requirement to combat to essentially kind of help you defeat enemies a lot quicker and more efficiently. So some of the tools that you'll see here are like the rock skin potion. So that is something that basically covers your skin in
assuming
this like
that's
rocky
the
material
L1.
that reduces the incoming
can you
damage
hit 'em
that you're
with the-
receiving. So against
the big
big
spell
enemies,
and
hard-hitting
kill 'em?
enemies like trolls, that's super helpful.
Oh my god, he's just destroying.
Can.
The troll just collapsed from one of the kidnappers.
Obviously, we have the Wiggenweld potion as well, which increases your health. And then we have the focus potion. So when Alan talks about having to balance Avada Kedavra with a long cooldown, because obviously it's an instant kill,
Oh, no, you don't
one
need
thing
to
that you could
balance
do is brew
it
a focus
broken.
potion, and that will increase how quickly your cooldowns regain.
Right. Oh my god, there's just so much like versatility, like in what
So, like,
the
how could
character
you
is doing
not
to
use
the
this
troll right now.
moveset?
Like he's just bouncing around the arena. He's like not.
Everything
And
just
the
dies
troll makes
instantly.
him move around too. Looks like.
And I love that our plants are violent.
Yes, and so that's like when we're talking about the setup of the arena, you also have plants that you can fight with. And so we have things like the venomous tentacula that you can put down, and it acts like a turret, and it just kind of shoots enemies around the
that's cool.
battlefield.
That is so cool. This is like a
I
truly
think
like
they said you can build
Hufflepuffian way
that
to
in
approach
the,
the battle.
requirement.
Yes.
No, that was super important to us. So there were these like multiple ways, and so you can see there's a ton of different things that you can use. The mandrake is one, so you can pull it out and it stuns with its like piercing cry these enemies in a radius.
And another thing I want to call out that we're seeing on the side of the screen here is these dueling feats, which I love because I love anything that prompts me to play a game in a different way, a unique way. I don't want to get stuck in my style, you know? And so this is a way to, if you want to get stuck in your style, go for it. If you just want to blast people with spells, go for it. But we also want to have
Holy
some
smokes.
things over here that may make you use certain plants or certain potions or block more or
Yeah, we mentioned the field guide challenges in the prior stream, and the field guide challenges, this is the way that the field guide manifests like challenges for you to do in combat. And exactly to your
So
point,
it's different
we just
probably
wanted a
each
way
time
to
you
encourage
interact.
players
It's different
to
moves.
explore the different systems, to help them decide, to just kind of practice with them and explore what
What if
they
it
want
gives
to do.
you, like,
Because there really are so many
bonus-
different ways that you can
bonuses,
push talents. When you see
Has
the
to,
green
right?
X's on characters,
right.
and that's kind of through your talents you can unlock this kind of cursing mechanic that sort of like links the fates of these different characters on the battlefield. That way, as you get as you're cursing different characters, they all begin sharing damage. And so we have things like Avada Kedavra, which is the insta-kill, but if you curse everyone before you insta-kill this one guy, they can all drop
Everyone
dead for that kind
does.
of ultimate Voldemort fantasy.
That's insane.
And so,
Oh my god.
there are dark arts fantasies. There's fantasies about being more of a defense against the dark arts characters, things like that misty step that you see
turn 'em into a
occasionally
chicken.
being used on the battlefield. And we can also spec into our potions and plants to make them more powerful and more efficacious. So it's
Wow.
all about which type of player you feel like you are and whether or not you want to play with prep on
Oh, wait,
the
did you
fly
just turn 'em
or
against
with
this,
deliberation, and those are all different options.
That is
Zella?
so cool because like it's like I see so much like going on the stream, just so much complexity, and I want to just try it myself, like which style works best. I mean, I feel like it's
I think
the
this
dark arts
guy's
is
like,
the
you
easiest
know,
route, but
can I
that
play
ancient
the
magic,
controller?
to be honest,
Like,
feels like much more
I wanna
powerful
play it.
than just the dark arts.
Stop letting me
Yeah.
watch. I want
And
to play.
speaking of plants and potions, we're going to be putting the dark arts away, put those unforgivable
Aw.
curses away, and
Alright,
heading
that was-
to
that
the
was
Room
cool.
of
That was cool.
Requirement,
I
which
like that.
is your home within Hogwarts, a personalizable space that actually has some utility as well, where you get to brew things and grow things and also care for some beasts. All right, Andrew's got us in the Room of Requirement, wearing, we kind of went casual mode on the outfit here, wearing a nice jumper. And I think that's a good jumping off point for the personalization of the space as well, not just your
I was just
character
thinking, like,
and
can
the
you
visuals
do,
of your
like,
character,
your own
but actually the
personalization
space
or-
is a place that you can make your own.
Yeah, it was super important to us that this space really did feel like your reflection as a wizard. So you can change the architecture in here.
What?
Different themes throughout, starkly different themes, to really just hammer home that this
That's
is
cool.
yours. You
Oh
can
my
choose-
god,
sit here
what?
And
It's
like,
beautiful. We never expected that to be. Oh my god.
oh, that's cool.
That's the thing,
So
is
we can
not
sit
only
here
can you
and, like,
change the
do this
architecture
entire
here, but you
room
can
and
actually
take hours.
conjure little objects into this space, as you can see. So there's like statues that you can do, and ornaments, and tables, and rugs,
Oh,
and just
yeah,
a
someone's
bunch
gonna
of
sit
little
here for
things that really
hours and do
flesh out the
this.
space and bring it to life.
Oh my god, because like we had an idea
This
that
is
those places where you brew stuff, that's where you can change, but you can do all of this. Where do you even get this stuff? Like, there's a furniture store?
Yeah, so we call them conjurations. And the conjuration recipes can be purchased at Tomes and Scrolls in Hogsmeade. But also, as you engage in different types of gameplay throughout the world, you'll be rewarded with different objects.
That's so cool. And you change color?
You can change the color, you can
Yo.
change the size of it, and you can place it basically anywhere.
Oh my
Get
god,
it.
it's so tiny. It's like for baby Niffler.
And I love how the system too is designed. It's not mechanical; it's immersive, and so you get the magical effect of conjuring it in, and you're actually doing this in the world as your character, but the way you've blended
Like,
like
you
that
can mess
gameplay
with
with
all of
the
this?
immersive design of personalizing
Oh
the
my
space.
god,
That's
like, and I love the
insane.
animation, how it like appears, you know, like it's not just like there, it's like it almost like it apparates.
It is really quite beautiful, and that was the thing, is we wanted that to look really nice because the magic in the wizarding
not gonna
world
have a
is
life.
everywhere. It's physical, it's kinetic, and it's
not
whimsical.
gonna have a life
We really
after
wanted
this.
to nail that whimsy in this space. Another thing that I wanted to discuss is that not only can you like
this
conjure
room
things and
alone.
you can change their look, but you can do that with the utility objects as well. So you can see that we have planting pots and potion stations, and you can change the look of those as well. And these are the areas where, as we had mentioned previously, you'll be growing your plants, you'll be brewing your potions.
Right.
So while you're also doing these like kind of nurturing based activities, this is also the space where you would bring your gear to be identified, and gear to have like rates put on it, which I believe Alan can talk to.
Oh.
Yeah, we keep bringing up appearance and how it looks, and on a, like in the game you can look like anything you want to whenever you want to, but the player will be finding different types of gear, that we call it, as you progress through the game. And essentially we just know that clothes and different items in the wizarding world can have different magical properties. And as you explore and as you adventure,
Yo, the
and as you
jumper
defeat
is
enemies, you're going to be
legendary.
finding different pieces of gear that have different
Okay, so we
abilities,
have superb.
and that can help you explore.
have
And
superb,
as you adventure, and as
legendary,
you defeat
and
enemies, you're going to be finding
extraordinary.
different pieces of gear that have different abilities, and that can help you in your journey and are a major part of you kind of growing as a wizard and advancing as a wizard. And so,
It's a huge
like
list.
the different, the
and
different
not all the
traits and
time,
things.
whenever you get a new piece of gear, you don't necessarily know exactly what it does. And so there is a station inside of the room of requirement that you can conjure. It's one of the first things you conjure called an identification station, where you can actually bring that gear that you're uncertain about and learn what its abilities are.
Right, yeah, that's so cool.
And then as the space advances even further, and the space will eventually grow its own rooms, and you're going to get new recipes, you know, like Mackenzie's talking about, all these different things keep expanding. And as it expands, eventually you're going to earn what we see here, which is called a loom. And when you set up a loom, it's an ability to essentially customize exactly which magical properties are on your gear and take any piece of gear and adjust its properties and to tweak what it does. And I mentioned earlier that you can make anything look like anything. The collection of appearances, we call it, or cosmetics, we've been referring to it in this stream. Those types of things you can use, and you can apply a look to any other.
So I'm assuming you can probably discover all of these traits and then add them, mix and match onto different pieces of equipment.
Other look. So if you get a piece of gear, you put it on, you look like that, but you can change it to look like whatever you want.
That's so cool. And like
so
you
nice
you can just
system.
put some ability to the sweater, but then you can just swap that ability.
Yep, and appearances you can edit whenever you want in the gear screen. The loom is specifically about applying traits and applying larger upgrades that just kind of grant you greater statistical advantage or give you really specific abilities that blend in nicely with where you're trying to go with your combat fantasy or talents and things like that.
Interesting. I'm just seeing that they're just like pumpkin fur, mooncalf fur. Where does that come from?
Yeah, and so you'll notice that the ingredients that are used to add traits and to upgrade your gear are based around beasts. So this is where we get into the beast care section, which is inside this vivario. Kind of bigger space on the inside idea. And so you can see here we have a couple of beasts out. We have a graphorn and a mooncalf and a niffler and a kneasel as well. So quite a variety.
Oh my God,
So
he's just
we
like
have to
a
go in there
big
and like
puppy.
take care.
They're
I
so
love their
cute.
cuddling. Oh my God, they're together. Oh,
We're literally jumping
that's so
into
cute.
a
They're adorable. And so
Potter,
part of beast
simulator.
care is petting them as well, but feeding them too. And so once you do those things, that's when they
Look at
feel
his
safe
eyes.
enough that they'll give you their magical ingredients. So mooncalf fur, niffler fur, etc. That can then be used in your
Yo, I
gear.
love it.
That is like
I
so
love
like
it.
intuitive because like you know that makes sense because when you touch the animals you get some fur
Mm-hmm.
leftovers. That's so. Oh my God.
Yeah, and we really want to hammer home the fact that this is like a home that you're making for them. So
Yo,
in
that's
the
cool.
overland, you
So
can
how do
find
you-
these
how do you
beast
get the
dens
different
and
Okay,
rescue these
well,
beasts.
there you go.
Part of doing so is brushing them and feeding them food as well, and to build that relationship with your beasts. In addition to be able to care for beasts,
So
you
when
can
we do,
actually
like,
conjure
dragons
things in
and
this
things
space
like
as
that.
well.
The house, the cottage.
Yeah, right. And so we have like a lot of little ornaments in this area, and a lot of them are purely cosmetic, but they look really
Oh,
cool.
you
Again, it's
can
the personalization of
Upgrade
this
this
space.
area
Oh
too.
my goodness. No, this is like I'm gonna spend 8 hours just designing this whole area to personalize. This is like cool. It's like you have this little play area, like a personalized fish tank,
This
so to
is-
say,
this is insane.
just for the creatures. I love it.
Yeah, no, totally.
Someone tell me
And
not
there's
to
like a
buy this
decoration
thing, 'cause
aspect,
I'm not gonna have a
but
life.
there's also we were saying inside as well is there's a
Gonna be in my little room
utility
all by
aspect to it
myself.
too. So as you progress in the game and you're able to purchase more conjurations, you're able to speed
Like,
up
look
your
at this.
process. So one of them, for example, is the food processor, which allows for the beast in the space to automatically get feed, so you don't have to do it manually. And so you're really building the progression for yourself here. In addition, there's also a toy box where you can,
Oh,
where you
that's
can play with your beasts. And you'll see here, yeah. So you can, there's a bunch of toys in it, and each beast has their own favorite toy. So as you can imagine, the mooncalf really likes the moon ball, or the kneasel, as like a little cat, really likes to chase the yarn ball as well.
Right.
And they're super
wow.
cute.
Oh my God.
Watching them, it's so cute.
And the big thing we really wanted to hammer home is that the world is a dangerous place. And so by going and rescuing these beasts and bringing them back here and caring for them, you're really helping them out. There's poachers in the overland who hunt these beasts for their material. So instead, you're caring for them. You're giving them a home.
Right. Oh my God, this Ravenclaw is just gigantic. but he looks like my dog. Because my dog's like that for sure.
Oh, you could actually name them as well. So like your dog.
So getting back into that personalization, you know, yeah, we didn't want you to just like throw in, oh, here's a Graphorn in here. Like, this can be named whatever Andrew's
Horny.
about to name them. Bruce.
Sorry.
The good name.
That was
You know, we've created this really nice
Bad
space,
take.
and
Bruce.
you can get additional vivariums, correct? To different kind of aesthetics and looks to where you're keeping
Yeah.
your beasts and caring for them.
Progression is a big part of this space as well. So as you progress through the story,
can move
you
the-
will unlock more vivariums. So as you can see,
move
this
the
one's quite
bushes.
meadow themed, big, open, bright. But there's other ones, say like a swamp that you might encounter. And it's really a visual effect to and more space for your beast.
Oh, so it's like those. So when we're inside the room requirement, there's like on the left, there's that moon glow from one entrance, and then some shrubbery going on in the right. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Ah. Oh, you put trees in here too. Oh my goodness.
yeah. Like
And another
Me and
thing
him have
with
the same
the
thoughts,
beast
like,
care that I think
what?
is great, you know, tying back to this same kind of thing that you did with like the broom, where the broom is not just a method of travel, it's actually built in and integrated into the world. In the same way, like beast care isn't just this added element. You're not just throwing it on top. There's really this like narrative and integration to
Yeah, everything
Everything.
connects. So as you progress through the missions, you'll expand the space. As you earn resources, you'll go into Hogsmeade and use them to unlock the gameplay here and unlock new conjurations and
hippogriff
different things to
statue.
play around with. In the open world, it's in
can you
those
get, like,
different
hippogriffs and
in those different environments, like
things of
the
that
different
nature?
combat
Can
and
you fly in
conflicts
here?
and bandit camps and different things like that that exist in the overland. Those things are what hold recipes that exist in the loom. So all these things have a way of connecting. Moonstone that you find out in the world is the resource that we use to conjure everything that's found throughout the world. Forageables are used for recipes. So really everything's like a cycle and keeps you coming back.
But even with the story that's being told too, I think people know who Poppy is and that she has a particular affinity for beasts.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything we're seeing here, you know, you're going to be venturing out into the world, and this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, even of kind of like your interactions with beasts in that narrative. So, you know, you bringing up Poppy, there are more kind of mysteries to discover and things to discover out in the world that have to do with her and that have to do with caring for beasts. And so different characters have their own stuff that just kind of make this all just kind of like the beginning of your journey.
Well, we could spend hours in here, but we're
Yo,
gonna have
like-
to end the stream now. What do you think about what you've seen today?
this is insane.
I'm just so blown away by how beautiful it looks. The open world seems so
look at that.
detailed, and there's so many things to do. And like the combat, we're gonna spend like 2 weeks or more just breaking it down by pieces. There's just so much to this world. Like, I'm so happy you guys did this overall gameplay.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We've got more for you to discover and find on your own. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching.
insane.
Hogwarts Legacy is available for pre-order now. It releases February 10th with 72-hour early access for owners of the Collector's, Deluxe, and Digital Deluxe Edition. We're gonna wrap things up, but first we've got a little surprise for you.
Wait.
Bye.
Wait. What you doing? What is this? Dark Arts cutscene. Wait, what just? All right. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like I can't even explain how excited I am. This game is just getting better and better every time I see something about it. Anyway, I can go on, but I'm excited for this game. Hope you guys are too. Comment down below if you are. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more of these videos. And yeah, if you want to see more of me and more of my reactions, click right over there. And also currently doing High on Life on Twitch. So whenever I go live, I'm usually playing the High on Life gameplay or playthrough. So yeah, if you guys want to see me in there, don't forget to hit that follow button on Twitch. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.